How would you like to have a source of passive income for your business when you don't need to do anything, when you're making money and you sleep, when you're going on vacation and you're still making money? This is what we're going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about creating passive stream of income. And have you ever heard that one of the easiest ways to create a stream of passive income for an online expert based business? Wow, I can talk this morning. So for an online expert based business, one of the easiest ways to do it is by creating a digital product, creating a home study program, an evergreen program, and all you have to do is sell it. You don't have to deliver it. You can just let people take it without any access to you. And all you have to do is collect money in your bank. Sounds great, right? Let me know in the chat if this sounds like something you would like to have. And let me know that you're watching it anyway, whether you're watching it live or watching this as a replay. So I'm very excited to have this conversation today. I'm Alina Vincent, and I'm passionate about helping experts package and monetize their expertise the right way. And this is what we're talking about today. Because as tempting as it sounds, that let's create an evergreen program, let's create a home study product, and then we can just sell it. And the temptation is, let's start by just simply recording a few videos, putting a price tag on it, putting some marketing sales page, and start selling. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't work. That even if you want to create an evergreen program, you still need to start by offering your program live. So if you want to know why, if this is kind of like messes with your mind right now, put it in the comments and say, I want to know why. And while we're doing this, I'm going to do something. I'm going to start a watch party. This is the first time I'm doing it, a watch party while I'm doing this live. So we'll see how this works. So, and we're going to hopefully invite more people so they can join and watch us. So once again, hi everyone. And let me put some people here so I can say hi. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Ruthann. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Christina. Very cool. All right. So what we're talking about today is why creating an online program as evergreen is a really, really, really bad idea, even though everybody tells you that's the best way to create passive income. So everything that I'm doing this week is a part of my program creation series. So I already did, this is I think our third day of doing Facebook Lives. On day one, we talked about 7 questions you should ask yourself before you create an online program. Yesterday, we did a Facebook Live on why creating a signature program or trying to create a signature program could actually hurt your business. And then tomorrow and the next day, we're also going to be talking about the most optimal length for your online program. So if that's something that you're interested in, put it in the comments and say, yes, I'm definitely would love to have a conversation around the proper or the best length for your online program. And we're also going to be talking about a few other things. So I have this whole entire free program creation series planned for you. So we're talking about how to package and monetize your expertise in the best possible way. So today we're talking about 3 biggest reasons why you need to run your program live, even if your desire is to create an evergreen program. So the very first thing I'm going to tell you is, and people are saying, yay, live, scary, read that. So yeah, we'll discuss that, but because it's actually a really, really good thing. And Christina says, sounding good, yay. So here is what, so reason number 1. So when we are, let's define it first to make sure we're all on the same page. So when I'm talking about evergreen program, I'm talking about a program that's been already done, recorded. It's a series of trainings, requires no input from you, and takes people step by step through some kind of a transformational process. So maybe they're learning new skills, maybe they're improving their mindset, maybe they're learning how to do something for the first time ever. But you're basically taking them from point A to point B without any interaction with you. Everything, all of the training is done, all of the training is recorded, and people can just go through that process in a self-paced manner. together. So this is why some people say evergreen programs, some people say digital product, some people say home study course, but it's all the same thing. It's when people buy something, they get access to all of the materials and they go through them at their own pace. So they can go through the whole entire thing in one afternoon or one weekend, or they can take their time and take months and months going through the program and using the worksheets, using the templates, watching the videos, and just learning on their own from what you've put in front of them. Um, uh, oh, and Ruthann, you know what? She says she missed uh, the other training. So the very first training I did was in our Facebook group called Business Owners Who Think Big. If you're not a part of that Facebook group yet, make sure to join. Let me actually do something. I'm going to put the link to it. Okay, we have too much sound here. Let me put, or if somebody could put a link to my business, to that Facebook group, Business Owners Who Think Big, I would be very appreciative of that. If not, once the video is over, I'm going to post a link there. So that the very first video, the 7 questions you should ask yourself before you create your online program, is in there. The other video is on this page, on my business page, Business Success Edge. I have too many pages. So Business Success Edge. So you can find that, and everything else I will be doing in this series will be on this page. So you can kind of like bookmark this page or click as you're watching this Facebook Live. There should be a button to get reminders next time I'm going live, and this way you get notifications. And all of them will be available for replay. So if you can only catch a little bit today, or if you want to come back and re-listen to it, it's all going to be available. So I hope now we're on the same page. So let me know if it's making sense, what we're talking about when we're saying Evergreen program. If you get it, just put Evergreen in the comments. So when I'm saying Evergreen, it means it's something that exists outside of you, something does not require any input from you, no access to you, and you usually, anyway, so this is what, like, self-study. I like using self-paced or self-study courses, or Evergreen program, whichever word you use. I hope you understand what we're talking about. So yes, people are saying Evergreen, yes. And if you're in the group right now, or if you're in my timeline watching this, I won't be able to see your comments. So if you want to interact with me live right now as I'm talking and answer your questions and maybe give you some feedback on the stuff we're talking about, make sure to join me on my page, Business Success Edge. You should be able to just click straight on the video and it will take you to that link. And this way, when you're responding, so Ruthann, since I'm seeing you, you're actually not in a group. You are on my business page because I can see your comments. So yay. Okay, we are on the same page when it comes to Evergreen. Okay, and I'm hoping you want to create an Evergreen because, again, it's a great source of passive income. You can create something once and you can sell hundreds or even thousands of copies of this training. However, what we're talking about right now is that initial moment when your light bulb goes on and says, I want to have an Evergreen program. I want to be able to sell trainings that don't require any of my time. That's the definition of creating a leveraged and scalable business, because when 10 people buy your Evergreen program or 100 people buy your Evergreen program, it doesn't matter. They're all getting the results, they're all getting the benefit, and you don't have to spend a second on it because it's already been created. So at that moment, when you decide to create, the very first mistake people make is they think they need to create it before they sell it. Because one of the benefits of buying Evergreen program, and let me know if you've ever bought Evergreen or home study programs. Put it in the chat and say, yes, I've bought Evergreen programs. So one of the reasons we sometimes want to buy Evergreen program versus a program that's delivered live is the benefit is you get access to everything all at once, right? So if you have an event starting next week, you don't want to sign up for a program that starts 3 months from now. You don't want to go through this like 5 weeks where the content is delivered and dripped to you slowly. It's great when you want to learn and you have time, you have the luxury of time. But if something is happening like in the next few days and you need access immediately, that's very often when we buy those Evergreen programs because we need that information right now. So there's an expectation that when you buy an Evergreen program that everything is already there. So we as the course creators fall into this really, really big pitfall because we think, oh, my goal is to create an Evergreen program, which means I need to create everything before I sell it. Right? It totally makes sense because as a consumer, you would expect everything to be delivered immediately to you so you can go immediately and start using the materials. As a course creator, however, it's a really, 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 really bad place to be. And people are saying, yes, both bought and sold evergreens and live, bought evergreen programs. I've bought evergreen programs. So yeah, you get, right, that there's this expectation that when you're buying an evergreen program, you get immediate access. So now let's change the tables. And now I'm the course creator. I have this brilliant idea. I want to add passive streams of income to my business, and I want to create an evergreen program. So immediately my expectation is, okay, I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks or months or years creating this program until it's perfect, until it's ready, until I'm ready to sell it. So what you do, or maybe not you, but I've seen so many people do it. I've been running my high profit live events. It's the events that help people create their online programs from scratch for now 3 or 4 years. And I've seen hundreds of people come through our trainings. And I can't tell you how many people said, I've spent months or even years creating my program. And when I ask them how many copies have you actually sold, they'll say none. Because here's what happens. When you are locking yourself in a room or locking yourself in a basement or hiring this whole entire AV team to shoot all of your videos, or you're paying people for graphics, my screen just blinked. Hopefully you can still see me. So what happens is you end up creating in a vacuum. You end up creating this program, and it's never good enough. For a lot of people, they keep polishing and they keep adding things, and they're like, oh, I need to finish and polish my scripts. Oh, I need to add more graphics. Oh, my membership site is not all polished and all nice. And oh, maybe I need to add more stuff. Oh, I just learned something new. This needs to be part of my program. So they end up hiding behind this program creation process, and they never go to the world to even test if people want to buy what they're creating. So there's a couple of things that happen when you create in a vacuum, when you're trying to create before you sell. So the rule of thumb is always, 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 when it comes to online programs, you want to sell it before you create it. And one of the reasons is you have no excuses anymore. You know you will be creating it as soon as people paid you money. That's number one. Number two is, if you like deadlines, if you like the sort of like, if you work well under pressure and you have to stop procrastinating, once you have people who paid you money for the program, you know you'll create it. So the number one reason why you want to create your program live and run it live versus evergreen is so you don't get into the suck of time in the creation process and spend years. I seriously know people who've spent a couple of years creating their evergreen program that never saw the light of day because they were doing it on their own, because they were never happy with it, because it was never perfect enough, because there were so many other moving pieces that they wanted to make it perfect. So don't make it perfect. And yes, this is such a bad thing. I mean, sorry that you have this, but this is such a common thing because creating is safe. Creating means you're sitting behind your computer, you're sitting in the safety of your own home, you love all of this knowledge pouring out of you, you're downloading, you're channeling, you're writing, you're recording, and it's not as scary as going outside and saying, hey, does anybody want this? Will anybody pay money for this knowledge and expertise that's pouring out of me? So it's much, much, much safer to be in the creation process. So, and that's why we stay in it for months or years. So thank you so much for sharing, Nancy. So here is, so the number one reason you want to do it live versus doing it as evergreen is because it pushes you out of your comfort zone. It gets you in front of people. It gets you to sell it before you create it. And I don't know, you don't have to admit here, but I know there's so many people who create the program and then they go to the market and they go, I have this beautiful sales page, I have these beautiful modules, all the bells and whistles, everything is ready, and they have not sold a single one because they created something that people didn't want, because they created something that doesn't resonate with people, because they created it in a vacuum, they created it in their own studio, they created it, they spent months and months thinking of what they want to teach, not what people people want to pay for. So that's reason number one. Let me know if this is making sense. Let me know if you have any like aha moments with this, or if you've done this before, if it resonates with you. And I'm going to take a sip of water. And Ellen says, so true. I love the creation. Yeah, so Kelly says, sell it before you create it. That's the best proof that your program is something that people need, that it's worth spending time on it, it's worth focusing on it. If somebody is willing to part with their hard-earned dollars and say, yes, this is exactly what I've been wanting to have, this is exactly what I've been looking for, thank you so much for creating this for us, I need this. If you start having those conversations, as soon as you have an idea, an inkling of what you want to create as a program, and people are saying, here's my credit card, then absolutely go create it. But don't create it just because you think you have a great idea, but you have not ever tried to sell it. Okay. Does this apply to corporate programs? So Ruthann, I think it's a little bit different. So I'm talking more about the programs. I would say yes. I would say absolutely. It's still, I'm like going through my mind. There's questions that I want to ask, and I don't want to detour on this. But yes, you can always, you know how with anything corporate, where you're doing consulting or you're selling programs or trainings that corporation buys like licenses for and then gives it to their employees, all of that starts with a conversation, because they tell you what their needs are. You tell them, oh, great, I have a program around this, even if you don't have it. And then you go and create it after you get your advance paycheck. And then you say, great, here's the deposit, and I will deliver this program to you at such and such date. So always test market it. Always get the money first before you spend any time creating it, because then it's kind of like getting a book advance, right? Then you have, it's something that people want. It's something people are willing to pay money for. So it's a little bit different in the corporate world. However, the logic applies. You need to make sure that there's a need for it before you spend time and focus on creating it. Great. Real market data and feedback. And Dean again says, allows you to create something people actually love and are willing to pay for. And thank you for it. All right, so that was my reason number one. You want to do an evergreen, so you don't stuck in the creation loop, so you don't create something that people don't want. Number two is, if you are creating a program as an evergreen, and let's say you're on track, you give yourself 3 weeks to create it, you sit there and create, and maybe even pre-sold something. Without ever running it live, you are going to make assumptions. You are going to assume that people know more than they know. You're going to assume that people who take this program are in a different place than they really are. You are going to assume that everybody has experience similar to yours or similar to several clients that you've had, and not take into account all of the other varieties. And you won't know where people will fail with your process. So if you are creating a training that has no feedback loop, no input from real people who are trying to consume this material, you are going to create a program that will not necessarily deliver the results that you intend. Because the truth is, no matter how brilliant you are, your process might not be exactly what everybody else can follow. People have their own flavors, they have their own experience, they have their own styles, and as soon as they start applying your process, they will have questions. But what about this? But how about here? What happens if this situation arises? Or I have this in my background, how does that play in? And if you're creating trainings, any kind of trainings, without real time input as you're creating it, you will end up creating something that will work for a small percentage of people who are like you, or people who have the same learning style as you, or people who have the same life experiences or similar like you, or some of your clients. Now, if you're running it live, if you haven't gotten that yet, my recommendation for creating any program, whether you always want to do it live, or you want to have some kind of a hybrid model, or you want to create it an evergreen, for the very first time when you are still creating your program, do it with the live audience. It doesn't even have to be that many people. You can get like 10, 15 people into your program. I call it a pilot process. And then you create your program as you go along with real life participants. Because what you're going to get is, you're going to get feedback. real-time feedback. So as people are going through module one, they're going to be asking you questions. They'll say, can you explain this? I got really confused on this topic. Or can you give more examples because I've never heard of this before. I don't understand this. Or they'll say, okay, so you said as we all know, but I actually didn't know that. So they will basically pop all of those balloons of the assumptions, and it will force you to put more content. You might need to add additional modules. You might need to add additional explanations. You might need to create checklists or guides or worksheets or templates or examples or swipe copy to help people succeed in your course. Because just because we have a process in our head, or just because we've done it ourselves, or just because we've been successfully doing it one-on-one with people, doesn't mean we can translate it easily into an online training process. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this again. No matter how brilliant you are, no matter how amazing your success was, no matter how many one-on-one clients you've helped with this, or you maybe have done it in live events, or maybe wrote a book about that, converting it into a process, into online program will not translate exactly one-to-one. So what you need is you need real, you don't want to call them text subjects, but there you're going to be your pilot participants who are going to give you feedback on what's working, what needs more explanation, what they actually would like to explore in more depth, and where they're getting confused. And this way, if they give you this feedback as you're teaching module one, you can add all of those additional things to module two. Now, as they're consuming module two and they're going through your materials and they're asking you questions, you can improve your module three and add additional information to that. So let me know if this is making sense. Let me know if you have getting any aha moments, if it's clicking. So basically, the very first time you're putting anything into online environment where you want to separate yourself completely, you can't do it in a vacuum. You can't do it at home by yourself. You have to do it with real people who wanted to get that solution, who are truly want to see that transformation, who are going through it, learning, and giving you feedback on what's missing, what needs to be expanded, what needs to be added, what are some other cases, examples, or stories they want to hear so they can benefit from your process. So Dean says, test, 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 test. Sahalia says, thank you for all the info. And Ellen says, makes sense. Nancy, do you provide a discount for pilot participants? Okay, so there's lots of, I can do a whole entire Facebook Live on pricing, and I might actually do it because, like I said, I'm doing this as a part of the free program creation series leading to my event, High Profit Programs, and I will tell you in just a little bit how you can qualify for a full $2,000 scholarship to come to my High Profit Programs live event. So if you want to come to this, it's a 3-day experiential immersion workshop style experience where we talk about everything related to programs. And we definitely spend a lot of time talking about pricing. What happens, like how do you introduce this pilot idea to your people? How do you entice them to participate in it? What kind of price you might want to do? And a lot of other things, from like how to title your program, how to talk about your program, how to present it, what kind of technology do you need? So if you have any of those questions and you know you want to create a program anytime in 2019, whether it's your very first one or you're just creating your next profitable program, I would love to invite you to this event, and I will be sharing about this in just a little bit. So and Rathan says, all of this makes sense that I need makes sense that I need to learn more. Great. So so once again, if you're watching this, if you're just joining us, I am doing this Facebook Live as a part of my program creation series. And today we're talking about why you want to run your program live, even if you intend it to be an evergreen program so you create passive income for your business. So number one reason was so you don't spend months in a creation loop, so you actually go and so you don't violate the number one commandment of online programs, which is sell before you create it. If you're thinking of creating an evergreen program and you are going into creating program, your program might never see the light of day. Your program might not be something that people actually want to pay for. And what we just talked about is you will not have any feedback from real people. So you're going to be making assumptions, and your program will not be as strong as possible. And your program might not be able to help everyone who takes it. And the goal of creating a program is not necessarily like some of you might just want to create a program because you want to make money in your business. Some of you don't care as much about the money. You just want to make this impact in the world because you know how to overcome something, and you want to impact as many people as you want. So if you're like, and regardless, we all want to create this transformation. We want to teach, we want to help, we want to support, we want to explain how something can be really simple to others who find that they don't even know how to approach something. So when you're creating a program, the goal should be that anybody who takes your program, anybody who invests in it, actually gets the result that you're promising. So if your promise of your program is you'll write a book in 90 days, you want every single person to be able, have all the tools and have all of the information for all the different scenarios on how to write a book in 90 days. If your promise is you'll get 100 people on your list, you want every single person who takes your program have all the tools and be able to get 100 or whatever I said, 1,000 people on their list. If your promise is that you'll feel better, have more mobility and more stability, and feel better in your body, that's what you want every single person to do. And you can't create it just by thinking that you know what people need. You need to have this real life feedback loop with a group of people who are different, who all want to achieve this goal, but come with different backgrounds, with different amount of knowledge of where they're starting, different amount of foundational knowledge, and different approaches to how they take in information. So if you don't have this feedback loop from your group of the participants who are giving you feedback, you might easily end up creating a program that has a great promise, has a great marketing, but does not deliver on its promise. And what happens is that's not how you have a successful business. You want people take one program for you, get the results, tell all of their friends about, and say what's next because they've accomplished what you've delivered on your promise. Now they want to take that next step with you. If people take your program and get overwhelmed or get confused, maybe you put too much information, maybe you didn't put enough information, maybe you made too many assumptions, maybe you required too much technology and never explained it. How many of you have ever taken a program and after about a week or two, you're like, yeah, this is not for me, and you gave up? You don't want to create a program that creates that kind of reaction. You want to create a program where people, real people who want to have that solution, who want to have that transformation, can succeed no matter what. So say yay if this is what you would like to create. Oh, and Laura says, I already bought my ticket to attend in April. Yay. And so Halia says, I would like to do both. And yes, I will talk about the scholarship in just a little bit. So I promised to, and Dean says, helps you make sure you can actually deliver the real results promoted and promised by actually doing it. Because yes, this way you'll know that the real people went through your program and got the results. Which takes me to the last point, the third reason you want to run your program live with real people, not just like your sister who said, yeah, enroll me into your program, I'll look at it, but she doesn't have that specific problem that you're solving. And doing free friends in it, they're not going to give you good feedback. They'll be like, you're awesome, you're good. But if they're not struggling with that issue, if they're not trying to create that transformation, you will not necessarily get the best results. So 3 reasons, right? Number 1, don't get in creation loop so your program can actually see the daylight and you know that you're creating something that people want. Number 2, you know in your heart that people went through your program and they're getting real results. Reason number 3, my hands are like not in the right place. Reason number 3 is when you are about to go to the world with your program, you want to be able to say, here are real testimonials from people who took my program. Here are real examples of what happened. If you don't have your program live, you will not have a single testimonial, a single case study, a single example of what actually happens as a result of your program. And that is very detrimental when you're trying to sell something. Because let's say you're creating a sales page for your program. If it's Evergreen and you just created this Evergreen, you just recorded the videos and now you're putting them there, you can't say, like you could, okay, so sidebar. You could say, like, I've done this work with people one-on-one and here's the results that they've gotten. But it's a little bit of a misleading thing, right? Because when people work with you one-on-one, it's your feedback, it's the experience of working with you directly. It's a lot more hand-holding. It's a lot more of a, it's a very different environment than saying my program delivers the same results. So if you did not have that group of people who actually went through your program live, just the very first time when you're running it, you can't necessarily put testimonials saying, here's the reasons I signed up for the program, here's where I was before the program started, and here are my results. Like, now I'm getting 8 hours of sleep and I feel a lot more relaxed and stressed and my anxiety went away. Or at the end of this program, I was able to run my own 5-day online challenge and I've generated $10,000 as the result of my 5-day challenge. Or at the end of this program, I feel so much more spiritually aligned with my spirit guides, and now I'm able to make decisions easier. So what is that actual tangible transformation that your people experience as a result of your program? If you don't run your program live, you don't have those. And even if you've done it live in workshops or live events, and even if you've done it with one-on-one programs, it's not really an integrity to say that people are going to get the same results. And I know people do this, and I know people can say, like, here's what some of my clients getting the results, but it's not the results of running the program. And you are going to get questions of, well, how many times have you offered this program? Or what are some of the results people got at the end of the program? And if you've never done it live, you can't in integrity say, here's what people are getting. So here are my 3 big reasons. I hope this is making sense. If you've had any kind of aha moments or takeaways or any like, ooh, this is very interesting and this is making me think in a different way, please put it in the comments. So yes, so number 3 is you won't have any testimonials and you won't have a proof that your thing is working. So it will not help you. You won't have any of that support for when you're talking to people one-on-one and sharing why they should sign up for your program, why they should invest in themselves, because here's the results that people have been getting. And any of the written materials, whether you're writing emails or a sales page, you won't have that additional proof that people very often are looking for because they're tired of buying programs that don't work. So I hope, as a summary, you understand now why, even if you want to create an evergreen program, the very first time you run it, the first time when you're putting together the content, when you're creating the materials for your program, you should have a group of people. You can call them pilot participants. You can just say, this is the only one and only time I'm running this program live, and they would love to get your feedback as we're going through this. After it's over, you can sell it as evergreen. You can make it a home study course. You can remove yourself completely out of this process and never have any additional coaching calls that go with the program. So you can have a passive income from this home study program. However, at this point, you'll feel good because you know you've created something that people wanted because people bought it. You'll know that your program produces results. So you can give them guarantee, and you can say, yes, I guarantee that you'll get the results or your money back because I've had people go through it and here's the results they got, and you have killer testimonials and proof. So put in the chat, put it in the comments if you are now convinced, if I've convinced you, if I've done a good enough job to explain why, even if you want to create an evergreen product, you still need to offer your this online program very first time live. So let me know. So Ruthan's question, this is so unrelated, but anytime you say challenges, I get excited. Are challenges connected to or integral part of the program? So challenges are my 2 biggest passions are helping people create programs and helping people create free 5-day challenges. And they are, well, I could do another whole entire hour on that. So the way it works is They're both mini trainings. They both take expertise and knowledge out of your head and you're putting it into, usually I do video format, but you're putting it in a format that lives outside of you. So on one hand, they're very similar because one is a longer training, and we'll talk about the length, the most ideal length for your online programs in one of the, maybe even tomorrow. I might change some of my timing and do the, let me know if you would like to hear about the length, the proper length for an online program tomorrow in the Facebook Live. So, and I'll do that. And then an online training, a 5-day online challenge. It's basically a mini training. It's 5 days of content versus, let's say, 5 or 7 weeks of content. So on one hand, they're similar. You know something, you have experience in something, and you're taking people step by step through a process. On the other hand, when you look from the marketing perspective, the online program is where you make the money. This is your paid offer. People need to invest because it's a more in-depth approach and more in-depth solution to something that they would like to achieve. A 5-day challenge is actually a lead generation. It's an incredibly amazing, engaging, and active act of getting people to take a 5-day challenge with you, get to know you, get sort of like this taste and appetizer from you. It's a free offer, so it's kind of like an ebook, but way better because you actively engage. There's a community, there's all of that stuff going on. There's actually action and interaction, and people are getting results. It's not like you just read the ebook and you're like, okay, that was good to know. You actually get the results in a 5-day challenge. So it is a lead generator. It is something that warms your people up into buying the program. And I found that doing challenge-based launches is the best possible way to fill your programs. So they're related. They're part of sort of all of my marketing efforts. I've had this business for about 4.5 years, and I took my business from $0 to $1 million doing primarily challenges and online programs. So I'm going to be talking more about this at my event. And so let's just kind of, people are saying, yes, proper length of videos. Okay, so tomorrow, would you like to know what time? Let me see. I don't even know what time. I have so many things going on right now. Tomorrow, we're going to do Facebook Live at exactly the same time, at 10 a.m. Pacific. So whatever time we started today in your time zone, it's going to be the same one. And I'm going to change the topics, and we're going to talk about the proper length for an online program, especially for your very first program. If you've never done a program before, or you don't have a successful program that you've created, and my definition of a successful program, if it's not generating you $5,000 or $10,000 a month, you might want to create something new or refine and fine tune what you've created. So especially for that first program that you're creating or first successful, we're going to talk about the most optimal length. Should it be 6 months? Should it be a year long? Should it be 12 weeks? Should it be 3 weeks? Should it be 5 weeks? And you've probably already heard what my preference for it is, but I'm going to explain why and some of the psychology behind, and also how it fits into your business model and the stage of business you're in. So if that's something that you're interested in, join us live tomorrow, which would be Thursday, February 14th, Valentine's Day in the US, and I think in other places too. So February 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific. So now, who would like to know how you can get a $2,000 scholarship to come to my High Profit Programs Live event in April? So the dates are April 11th or 13th, and it's going to happen in San Diego. And it's an amazing, we get hundreds of people, about 100, maybe a little bit more people in the room, and they're all amazing, brilliant experts in their own field. Some of them know that they're amazing and brilliant. Some of them are still trying to discover their expertise, and we'll help them find their unique advantage. We help them find a really hot idea. Some of them come with way too many ideas and they don't know how to pinpoint the one that's going to be the most profitable. Some people come and they go, I have no ideas. Some people come because they have life workshop and they want to convert it into a program. Some people wrote books or thinking of writing books and they want to have a program to go with that. So we have people in all different industry, from all different types of businesses, sizes of businesses, and we all come together for 3 days to talk about everything it takes to put together your very first program. And it is a workshop style event. You will be working on your own program. You will be working in your own idea. You will be working on how to find the right words to talk about your program. You will be coming to the mic. We'll give you tons of feedback. We'll figure out everything. When is the right time to launch your program? What would be the pricing? How many people you should have on the pilot? How much you should include, how little you should include, how to know that you're focusing on the right idea, what technology you need to launch it, and what does it actually take to get your pilot launched with people who are happy to be in it. So all of this is happening in 3 days. And here's the really kicker, like amazing thing. I don't know any other event that promises this. You will be able to start selling your program before you even leave the event. Remember that number one commandment of online program creation: sell it before you create it. We have dozens of people who sold their programs before they even left the event, like on day 2 of the event. And that's after they walked into the door without having an idea of what they're doing. So if that's something you want to create for your business, if you want to take 3 days, put yourself in a really juicy, actionable, action-based and action-formulated environment. And if you've been to this event or you already signed up for the event, put something in the comments so I know that you're excited to hear how to get these scholarships and how you can qualify for this event. So Rosanna says, this will be my first program. Challenge first, then launch a program that I'm going to create as the way to go. So that's one way of doing it. Usually if you have time, if you have more gentle timelines, I would still recommend do your pilot first and then do a challenge to invite people to the second version of your program once it's already all fine-tuned. But anyway you want to do it, it's great. I have some people who do brand new challenge and a brand new program, or some people who do program first, fine-tune that, and then they do a challenge leading to that program again. And Nancy says, yay, 3-day program. So it will help to get people to know you, then buy the program. Yes. So we're still talking about the challenges. All right. So here is what I'm going to share with you right now. So to qualify, we have really strict criteria for the scholarship. Ready for it? I'm going to actually grab the link. So this is the page where you can get a few more details and apply for the scholarship. So there's 3 criteria that we're looking for. Number 1, you want to build an online business. You really want to have this expertise-based online business. You have knowledge, expertise, gifts, talents, something that you've overcome, something you've helped people overcome, and you want to put it into online business. So that's criteria number 1. Criteria number 2 is we are looking for people who are actually interested in creating online programs. So if you've been listening to this and you're still watching this, I'm assuming you're really interested in creating an online program. So you already probably qualify for the second criteria. So put it in the comments and say, yay, I definitely want to create an online program to grow my online business. And number 3, we're looking for action takers, implementers, and people who love to contribute as much as they like to receive, because it's an amazing environment. We do a lot of work in groups. We do a lot of feedback from the crowd. So we want people who love to participate, who love people, who love live events, and understand the huge power of community and getting, so people feel like they've moved in their business in those 3 days as much as they've done in the last 6 months or even a year in their business, because you're getting this instant feedback and you're getting a whole entire group of people cheering you on, supporting you, and giving you sometimes honest feedback on what's going to work and what's not going to work. So that's it. So if you're interested in that, if you qualify, so if you want to create let me see. Here, if you want to create an online business, if you want to create an online program, and if you're an action taker, implementer, and a giver, you qualify. So here's the steps on how to apply for the scholarship. And stay tuned. Don't go too far yet, because what's not on that page. So on that page, you can find the details about the time and kind of what's covered in the 3 days. But we have a really awesome bonus package for anybody who claims their scholarship before February 25th. So the only catch with all of this, the scholarship, is we only have until February 25th to claim your ticket. So the process will work like this. You will click on this page that says businesssuccessedge.com/HPP-scholarship. So the link is on the screen. The link is also in the comments. You can click on it directly. It's going to ask you quick little questions, name, email, and phone number. Once you submit, it's going to take you to a longer application. So you tell us a little bit more about your business, like how many years you've been in business, what are you trying to grow, so we know that you're a right fit for this event. And then one of my team members will call you, and if we think that you're a fit, and we'll tell you what the next step is to claim your ticket if you're qualified. And then you have to put down a $199 seat saver that you're going to get back at the event. This helps us know how many scholarships we're already given, because we have a limited number of seats at the event and limited number of scholarships we're giving away. So we'll know how many seats, how many scholarships have been claimed, and we know how many manuals to print, how to set up the room. So we're making sure we know who has committed to coming to this event. So that's the process. Now, there are bonuses. There are I think it's over $3,000 in bonuses for if you claim your scholarship ticket. So in addition to the $2,000 scholarship, there's another $3,000 in bonuses if you claim your ticket before February 25th. And yes, okay, so I'm going to attempt to do something interesting. I'm going to attempt to show a screen, my computer screen. Let's see if it's going to work. It might work. So let me know when you see it. Okay, so share. Okay, let me try this again. Do this and then share. Let's see. Woo, okay, I think you can see me. Hopefully you can hear me still. And all right, so it's a little bit smaller than I was hoping it would be, but it's just a Google Doc. I just wanted to have something visual. So the event is April 11th or 13th in San Diego. The URL I already shared with you. And here are 3 bonuses that you're going to get if you claim your ticket before the 25th. Bonus number 1, I just did 6-figure idea challenge in my Facebook group. So that happened last week, and it was so amazing. We had over 1,000 people participating, and the whole entire challenge was to help you pinpoint the right idea, and not just how to generate lots of ideas, but how to evaluate them, how to compare them to each other, how to choose one versus the other, and how to make sure it's something that people actually want to buy. So I shared a lot of tools. I shared a lot of brainstorming techniques. I shared why and where you can monetize that idea. So this is bonus number 1. You get lifetime access to all of the trainings, all of the videos from the challenge, and all of the Q&A calls that came with that challenge. So if you still like, I don't know what my idea is, this is going to be a really great addition to the process of getting the most out of this event. Bonus number 2 is called Online Program Success Accelerator. So this is a 30-day accelerator. So it consists of daily emails for 30 days, some downloads, some templates, some additional thought-provoking questions, and several live Q&A calls with me. So we'll actually get on Zoom where we can talk. So I see there's quite a few other questions. So like Barbara is saying, length, want to talk about the length, but want to talk about the pricing, and so forth. Ooh, Kunli is asking why I'm giving away scholarships. Oh, it's such a great question. So I'm gonna, you can read what it says there on the screen right now. But yes, I was gonna share that. So I don't know how many of you know my background, but I've always been a learner and I've always been a teacher. I've worked for about 20 years in the university system. I've been creating courses, I've been designing courses, I've been teaching. So for me, like, I can't help but teach. And for 6 years, I was an instructional designer at the university, which meant I spent my a lot of my time helping people put their courses online, take it from this traditional university system to make them into online programs, or create hybrid courses from scratch, or put people like how do you take that knowledge in your head or something that you used to teach in front of an auditorium full of people on the chalkboard and now put it in an online environment. So I live and breathe and just like so passionate about taking people online and helping them package their expertise. And I can't help myself but do it. And I believe having an online program is absolutely the most foundational piece for any online business. I don't know a single online business, especially in this coaching industry, where majority of my clients are, that can survive without having an online program. Some people create it at the beginning, some people create it later. But if you want to have a scalable, leveraged business that goes to six figures and beyond, you need to have an online program as the foundational piece. And I believe way too many people skip this step or miss this step. So I want everybody to succeed. We're not gonna, this is the very first time I'm doing this open scholarships to anyone who's watching these videos or to people to my list. I have never, ever, ever done scholarships. We sell tickets right now. If you go to the actual website, businesssuccessedge.com/HPP, so stands for high profit programs, you will see that we're selling tickets right now. So it's the only 2-week window right now that, because we're looking for action takers, we're looking for implementers, and we're looking for people who have excuses of, I can't afford to go to this event, and that's what's preventing them. So I want to give you this opportunity to take me up on this offer, qualify for this scholarship. All it takes is take a few steps to say, yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready to commit. And this is going to be the time that I change my business. Come to this event because I want to help and support as many people as I can. We can't afford to do it all the time. I do a lot of complimentary trainings and free trainings like this, but this is such a powerful event. People charge $2,000 or $5,000 for these kind of events all day long. We've had people paying anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to $2,000 to come to this specific event. So this is the very first time we're offering the scholarships because I hear from people that I can't afford the price of the ticket. So I want to take that excuse off the table, and I want to help people if they're willing to take that step and make the commitment to come. So thank you so much for asking this. And yeah, this is okay, what just happened? Okay, let me know if you can still see me. Okay, hopefully you can still see me. All right, so going back. So bonus number 1, if you claim your ticket before the 25th, before February 25th, you're going to get lifetime access to all of the training from Six Figure Idea Challenge. You're also going to get 30 days. So that happens. So the event is April 11th. So we're going to start it somewhere the week of March 4th. So about 30 days before the event. So maybe we'll start like on the 8th or 9th. So we have a couple of days of cushion there just in case. So it's going to be 30 days of contact with me every day through email or through group calls. So you can start getting your brain in gear, so you can know what you're thinking, so you can start getting all of those juices flowing, so you have really good idea by the time you come to the event, so you can get that much more out of the event. And for the first 25 people only, this is a strict deadline because we have a smaller room where we're going to host this. I am doing in-person mastermind the day before the event. So this is going to happen in the afternoon of April 10th. And this is for my high-end clients. This is for people who are currently in my top-level mastermind. And I'm inviting 25 more people who will claim this scholarship to join us. So it's going to be 3 hours in a smaller group. Again, answering more questions about programs, digging deeper. We're going to address a couple of questions that we just don't have time to address at the event. So really, really, really amazing value. And you start getting to know people. Some of my top JV partners will be there. Some of my speakers who are speaking at this event might even be there. So you get to meet some of the top level people at my event in a small environment and mastermind with them. And here is the biggest thing. So who is excited? Who is excited about like the top level thing? So once again, to qualify for the scholarships, all you need to do is apply here, businesssuccessedge.com, HPP scholarship. And here is the big thing. Let me give some more room right there. When you claim your ticket before February 25th, you will be entered into a drawing to win 3 nights of lodging at the event hotel, up to $600. So most likely we'll just write you a check for $600. So on the third day of the event, when you attend all 3 days of the event, we'll give you a check. And we'll be doing this drawing on sometime after February 25th. So probably like around, maybe we'll wait a couple more days, like because I'm speaking at an event. So I think I'm back on February 28th. So sometime around February 28th, we'll do this drawing. So all you have to do to qualify for this drawing, which is basically a check for $600 to cover your hotel expenses. And the hotel is not that expensive. It's just like, whatever. Some people might want to stay for 4 days, but we'll write you a check for $600. And all you have to do to qualify for this drawing is to claim your scholarship ticket. So yay. And Ellen says, yay, so glad you'll be in San Diego. So yeah, this is what I would love to answer any questions. If you have any questions around this, I would love to maybe go over any of other details. If you already have a complimentary ticket because you've gotten it, because you've invested in one of my programs, contact my team, because I don't mind giving you some of those bonuses if you haven't claimed your ticket yet. If you're going to use this offer to claim your ticket, I don't see why we would stop you from claiming some of those bonuses. So if this is what's going to move you over the edge to claim your ticket, I would totally. So talk to my team. So my team, let me go back to, I don't know. Let's see. Not this screen. So my team is ateam@businesssuccessedge.com. I close my window on my Facebook. So let me find it back and let me get back to where our stream is. Woo-hoo-hoo. And if you're late, Claire, I see that you can always rewatch it. There's going to be a replay for this whole entire thing. I just want to put my team email here, ateam@businesssuccessedge.com. If you have any questions about logistics, if you have any questions about, like, if you already have a ticket or you don't already have a ticket, and I think I've seen another question from Lois for some additional things. So if you have anything that logistical details, or you have like tangential questions, or you have like what if, one thing I want to tell you is this is the only time I'm doing it this year. Last year I've done this event twice. This year I'm doing this event only once, only in April and only in San Diego, and I will do another event in September, but it's going to be a different topic. It's going to be all social media challenges, Facebook groups related, basically how to get clients from Facebook without, well, we might actually even talk about Facebook ads as well. Normally it's like without Facebook ads, but I might actually bring some guest experts to talk about Facebook ads and stuff. So it's all going to be focused on Facebook. It's going to be focused on getting clients from Facebook. It's going to be focused on Facebook marketing. So if you want to mark those dates on your calendar, it's going to be September 19th through 21st. And we'll pretty soon have a page for it, so you can start buying your tickets to that. But what I want to say is this high profit programs event only happening live once this year and only happening in San Diego in April. So this is your chance. And I can guarantee you're going to walk away with way more than you thought was possible for your business. Doesn't matter if you already have way too many ideas and you're just like, I'm good at so many things and people asking me for so many things. What should I start with? Or if you're like, I want to create this online business. I know I probably have something to share, but I have no idea what it is. We can help you. So it doesn't matter if you need to narrow it down or if you will need to start generating ideas. We will help you walk away with a solid idea for the program, and probably even solid title, solid description, and you're going to have the whole entire blueprint on how to actually start selling it right away and fill your program with happy participants who are ready to give you their credit cards. All right, so what dates in April? It's April 11th through 13th. Thank you for asking. And I think I'm going to wrap this up. Um, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So once again, this is all a part of my program creation series. I'm going to be doing another Facebook Live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the best possible length for your online program. So, as you're thinking of what kind of program you want to create, how to figure out the right length for your program, and what is the best length that will entice your people to sign up so they don't feel like it's too short or too long, and what is the best possible length for different stages of business. So this is we're going to be doing Facebook Live tomorrow. Like I said earlier, I've done a couple already this week, and we're probably going to have a couple more, even maybe through the weekend, because I just can't share enough. Like, if you can't tell, that creating programs is my passion, and my passion is helping as many business owners, as many smart entrepreneurs who are sitting on all of these gifts and you're not leveraging it the right way to create an online program. So this is why I'm doing scholarships. This is why I'm doing this free series. And this is why I would love to invite all of you, and I would love to see all of you in San Diego live, so I can support you, my team can support you, and our whole entire community can support you. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in San Diego. And definitely I'll see you on Facebook over the next couple of days. Bye.